You know what's funny? If they did some research, they wouldn't look so stupid. A lot of times on the, I watch liberal media. I was talking to a guy. I think he's from Norway, and he said, "Man, the problem with out here is people actually believe that MSNBC was news. We're in Norway. We knew it wasn't news. It's an opinionated, left-leaning talk show." But now they can't do that anymore because, and this is what he said, because now you guys have a president that is saying, no, we're going to sue you. And now the Republicans, you can't lie to us anymore. Now all these Democrats that believe this, I don't think most of them really believed. I think most of you out there, I'm a Democrat as well, and I knew it's a bunch of baloney, poo-poo, not true. No, didn't you kind of know? You hear these stories, you're like, what? That can't be right. And if you do the simple fact check, you can say Google, like, did Trump really do this? No, there's no proof that Trump did this. Where did you hear this? They wouldn't say that, but where did you hear it? You heard it on MSNBC as a news story. And then Trump said, hey, let's go ahead and sue these people. They lie. They can lie under Biden, as long as they're not lying about the Democrats, they're okay. But now they're admitting, they're getting their 15 minutes of fame, they're writing books, liberals are writing books about just how bad this was. One person was out there in the know and said that Biden was just as bad as he was in 2024 than he was in 2020. Just that he was able to hide it more because he wasn't running for office, so they can kind of hide him, let others run the country, and he can get the paycheck and the fame or whatever. He can finally be the president after 55 years in office. He gets to be the president, it's his term. But they're now saying that they can't deport that guy. What's the name? The guy that was deported to El Salvador, then brought back, Garcia, whatever. He's under. His lawyers are looking into a plea deal and where can we send him. They want to send him to Costa Rica, and one of his lawyers said you can't send him to Uganda. He doesn't speak the language. Well, the language is English. They speak Swahili there as well, but English is the #1 language in Uganda. I think I could go through Uganda and be able to communicate with others. I live here, and there's a lot of Asians here. I communicate with them. A lot of Mexicans, people from Latinos, don't say Latinx, but a lot of Latinos here in my area. I think if I lived in like Florida, they might think Cuban. If I lived in New York, they might think Puerto Rican. But here in California, it's mostly Mexicans, and they'll admit it, it's mostly Mexicans. And they may say lechuga, and I say lettuce, and they may say cerveza, and I may say beer. But we can communicate with each other. They're using little hand languages and little hand signals and bits and pieces of their language and bits and pieces of this language, and put them all together, and we can talk to each other and communicate. But he doesn't want to go to Uganda. He doesn't want to go to Costa Rica. He doesn't want to plead guilty. He's going to have to make a decision pretty soon. But they were saying that he can't go to Uganda because he doesn't speak the language. That was on liberal media today. It's English. Does he not speak English? Now, there are some people here that do. I know some people that do not speak any